Girl,
Everybody
it's packed out here tonight.
Please. Follow the one line, please.
I told you.
IDs out. I need to see IDs. Thank you, ladies. Welcome to Park Ave.
Excuse me. Hello? Can you move? What? Excuse me. Oh my God. You ready to go? Girl, I've been ready.
Well, hey, girl, hey.
Buenos noches.
You know, I'm shocked that you're here.
Why?
Because I've been advocating Janet Jackson, who now knows me, to be my co-host, but she hasn't responded to my messages.
So you thought the Black Mafia was going to come and give me an off me?
Yeah, I was just like, me and Janet, she now knows me. If you guys don't follow Recovering Party Girls page, she liked a post of mine, of me specifically, doing Pleasure Principle, and I said in the captions how I ate her on her own song, and she liked it, which is, she knows I'm a legend too.
Wow, she knows you.
Wow, she read that shit and still liked that.
That's amazing.
I ate that hoe up.
Well,
Happy birthday to my fave.
So we're still waiting on that phone call, huh?
I am still waiting for her to call because I'm just gonna go ghost. I'm gonna block you, and then you're gonna see new episodes pop up.
Bless.
And just know
what?
it's
If
just
that's
me
what
and
the
Janet
universe-
Jackson.
If that's what the universe prescribes for us, then that's just what happens.
And it's not even gonna be hey girl, hey no more. It's gonna be like, hey Janet, Damita, Joe Jackson, hey. Like, I'm ready.
Family.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get these Pleasure Principle merch out. It's just, it's amazing. She knows who I am,
I
people.
would never try to come in between you and Janet.
As you shouldn't. You know, what's understood don't need to be explained.
Absolutely.
And my love for Janet Damita Joe Jackson specifically, as well as all of the Jacksons, runs deep. So thank you.
Amen.
And the way y'all thought I would react is the way I reacted. All these other people, I chat with Carrie Hills, which one is it? Washington. I've chatted with Monica. All these other people that be on social media, cute. Janet Damita Joe Jackson is who I stand. Okay? So, she knows me now.
Well, I'm glad
It's over
you
for
got
you
that
bitches.
for your life.
Yeah. You know,
I'm glad you got that.
everybody
for your
stands
life.
somebody, and you know, I've been in the pocket with Janet since elementary school.
I'm glad you got that for your life.
She knows me. That's all that matters. Outside of that, what has been going on?
Nothing. COVID-19.
I mean, does it still exist? Because people out in these streets like it
They
don't.
act like it don't, but it does.
Are you? I thought it
And
stopped.
then, no, it does. And then I feel like I've been watching these documentaries on YouTube. YouTube is like a black hole for shit. Like
2-3 clicks away, it's a wrap.
Once you get into YouTube, like YouTube's literally like a black hole for a lot of shit.
And once you get into a subject,
And I was watching something upon the subject of this pandemic, bird flu and COVID-19 and swine, like all this shit, right? And they're saying how it's not necessarily like the flu. It's something more than the flu. Like it attacks the whole body, and people are coming back with like these weird, not symptoms, but weird. What's the word? I can't even think of the word, but it's just these weird things that come from these medications from this disease or this flu, whatever the fuck it is. So I'm just like, oh my God, like what if we're really like, what if they're telling us it's one thing and then it's really not that thing, and then it's something else, and then because all these doctors can't be like, all these doctors can't say the fucking same thing. Like, it's not a respiratory issue. It is not like an influenza type issue. It's something else. And then it's just like they treat patients for the respiratory, but it's not the proper treatment. And it's like, oh my God, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? So that's what I've been in. It's just a total what the fuck.
I thought it stopped the way people out in these streets.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't. I'm not in these streets, but the way people going out,
Yeah, it's a total what the fuck.
I don't play. I will still catch y'all in August at the earliest, mid-July. I need to see how this all pan out with them opening everything up. But that's just me though. But y'all do you.
I don't know.
I can't. And it take me a minute to get over stuff too. Like I catch a cold, I'm down. So I need to not catch nothing. And I always think I got something too. I can't.
So you're hypochondriac.
Slightly. Definitely do. Definitely. Yeah. And see, I knew the other night I was like desperate as hell to have sex. So I hit this guy up because I was about to give out some pandemic pussy. But apparently he found the Lord. So.
That's depressing.
I didn't really want to say it like that. Because I don't. Actually, I'll show you the text too.
Oh no, that's
so.
depressing.
And it was like 2 a.m. I was buzzed, of course, because it's 2 a.m. And I was like, God, I really could, like, have a little action, right? So
did he say I found Jesus?
No. So I called him, and he was like, "Hey, stranger, you still out here kicking it?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" Like it's literally 2 a.m.
Yeah. What are you doing?
So I'm trying to like slide my way in to invite him over. And he was just like, I've been on this like spiritual journey, and it's just so much going on earth. I just feel like, God is really trying to tell us something. So I'm like, I'm just trying to
give you this pussy.
What did I say?
I want you fuck.
So y'all, we talk on the phone, and then he ends up like. I felt so bad in the morning. But mind you,
you're an asshole.
I'm telling y'all, I was.
Nigga straight up told you some spiritual journey. You said I'm trying to fuck. What?
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
Okay, y'all. In my defense, right? I was on the line of like buzz and like one more drink from being drunk, right?
Oh,
so when I'm trying to like give you some pandemic pussy, which I want to be clear, I have not given out any pandemic pussy at all. So my vagina needs the friction. My vagina needs a little slip and slide,
Take it to the house.
Take it to the house, okay? So we're on the phone, and he's telling me, and he told me to read Psalms 1, and I was just like,
I ain't trying to read all that shit.
It's 2 a.m. When I'm reading, girl, let me find something. It's 2 a.m. What am I reading Psalms 1 for? Like, don't play in my fucking face. So this is Psalms 1 because I looked it up in the morning when I was telling my homeboy, and he was like, "Can you please go read Psalms 1 so I can figure out what he was trying to tell you?" Blessed to the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take or sit, in the company of mockers, but whose delight in the law of the Lord, who meditates on his law day and night. So essentially he's calling me a heathen, which is fine. Care less. So he ends up texting me after we got off the phone, and I was kind of like fed up because now like you're playing in my face at this point. Like, we already established that you on your walk with the Lord. We established that I want some penis in my vagina. Don't text me. Now you're making a mockery of me. So as he sends me like a paragraph of Psalms 1 and what to do and blah blah blah, I hit him back and said, "I just wanted to fuck, but good luck on your spiritual journey." And then I blocked him. I blocked him.
Blocked him.
Yeah, take your walk with the Lord. I don't want to judge you for taking your walk with the Lord. I just want to fuck. But you know what I realized when that must have been God. God don't want me to give out no pandemic pussy, so here I am, still dickless in the pandemic, which is probably a good thing.
Well, at least you're not pregnant.
I mean, yeah.
It could be worse things.
But spiritual journey? Like, what a fucking fine time to pick one. Like,
I mean, but it's not that bad. Yeah, I mean, spiritual journey.
I don't want to stop nobody's walk with the Lord.
Stop it.
If you want to backslide a little bit.
Stop. This is a fine time to be spiritually inclined.
And as you should. But if you want to backslide a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
I'm taking a journey with the Lord too. My vagina also need a journey with some dick. You can do both. That's me though.
Okay.
That's just me. But, so good luck to that young man. I hope whatever journey, I hope he finds his light, his way.
Peace.
Whatever he's going through, his 40 days and 40 nights. Maybe he'll call me on the 41st day. I don't know. But, good luck. I'm all for people finding light and love in Jesus. I'm with it. Just, I wasn't with it at 2 a.m. when I was trying to get some dick. That's just, okay. So, but outside of that, everything's great. Outside of that, I'm fine.
Oh my God.
Who does that? But guys, so we're here. It's nothing really else going on. All y'all blogs are tired. Y'all, really, honestly, let me tell y'all something.
Post shit.
Let me tell y'all what y'all, like, no blogs are so tired. It's so funny to see the decline in y'all favorite, like, IG people and how quickly they signed on to OnlyFans, even though I do still think I want an OnlyFans. But it's just so funny to see people who, like, brag, who spend a lot of time bragging about, like, their lifestyles. And then it's only been, like, 2 weeks into the pandemic. And now everybody want to OnlyFans because, like, club appearances stops. Fashion Nova. I don't even be seeing Fashion Nova no more. Like, where's everybody at? Pandemic done took everybody out.
Yeah. But rightfully so.
But, you know, good luck. I enjoy Verzuz. I watch a lot of people IG live. So, you know, well, of substance. I don't watch like that bullshit. But like Verzuz is really good. I do enjoy Dallas Austin and Jermaine Dupri did a live, but they were talking about how they wrote songs, which I found very interesting because I like stuff like that. So that was good. And it was somebody else I watched. Oh, Tabitha Brown, but I talked about her last time. She's my fave. So, y'all.
The last one I watched was Jill Scott and Erykah Badu. And it made me really, really be, like, super obsessed with, like, Erykah Badu. Cause
listen, Jill, I waited for Crown Royal on Ice. You gave me what I needed. I love that song. They had a really good verses, too.
Yes. I mean, they
Slowly,
had, like,
surely. Oh.
Yes, they did that. They, like, I was with it.
They had a good...
Both of them.
They had a good one. I think I like Jonte Austin and Neo had a good one. John P. Key had a good one. The gospel verses, that was good.
And I really liked the second round of Teddy Riley and Babyface, because Babyface is just shady bitch.
Listen, Babyface, I know you mourning.
Shady bitch.
Rest in peace, Andre Harrell. And I completely understand that Babyface is mourning, but I am still waiting for him to come and talk about Waiting to Excel. I was super excited about him talking about the songs and how they happened and just all the background to the Waiting to Excel album. So whenever he ready, I will be first in line to listen. Because I really need to know about that Shantae Moore song with no words. And all she says is a wheel baby or something through the whole song. I need to know how that came about.
Way you.
Mm-hmm. I need to know how Way You came about, because that song literally has not a lyric. Okay? And I still play it.
And it ages nicely.
Perfectly. One of my favorite songs on there, actually. But yeah. So that's that. So this week, friends, we're going to get a little, not dark. I don't want to use the word dark, because it's life. Life happens. Life comes at you fast. You can't control it. And it's inevitable. So this week, we're recovering from grief. I think I spelled grief wrong on this paper. Is it I before E except after C?
Girl, I don't know.
It is I after
Anything
E.
IECV, I don't know.
It's I after E except after C. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Okay, yeah, so we're recovering. That's what they told me in school. So we're recovering from grief. As y'all know, Adriana's grandma passed, what, a month ago? Has it been a month?
2 months.
It's been 2 months already?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, life travel fast. It's been 2 months. Yeah, what do you want to?
It's hard. It's really hard. I guess because I've never lost anybody that I was extremely close to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've lost aunts and uncles, and it never, those deaths never fade. And granted, I've spent time with those people, but not like my grandma. My grandma was a special person. Like, I don't know. It's just it's hard because I don't know how to grieve. One day I'm fine. One day I'm good. One day I'm like, I'm happy. I'm laughing and joking. And then like the next day I'm in a dark hole.
But isn't that grief?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm telling you, I
don't know what grief is.
I think grief isn't just this definition. I think grief is all of the above.
I don't know what grief is, and I don't know what it looks like. I
think it looks like a lot of things, though. As long as you're not doing heroin.
I mean, I don't do drugs, and for me, I don't want to get into a space of being like a negative person and being ugly to people and like drinking heavily and all that shit. I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to find a healthy way to deal with it, but it's hard because one, I'm not around my family. I'm not around anybody that's like my family that fucks with me, and to do that on my own and having to deal like with these emotions on my own without my people is hard. I think about her all the time. And you know, I told my friend, you know, it's so hard because I want to take down her pictures because her pictures make me cry, but I don't want to take down her pictures because I don't want to not remember her or remember shit. But looking at those pictures, it brings me to tears, and it's so fucking hurtful because it's just like, why, what is life? Because I start thinking like, okay, what is life? Like, God puts these people in your life and they're such a blessing to you, and then he just takes them away. Granted, she was in her 80s, but I still like there's no rule book or playbook on how to deal with these things. So it's just like, what the fuck? Like, why is life like this? Why is this person in my life? Like, you know, so a lot of that has been playing in my mind. And it's just been very hard, very hard. I've never cried so much in my life about somebody, and just the thought of going back to Corpus, knowing that I'm not going to see her when I get there or surprise her, which is what I've normally done, is, you know, I never tell her I was in town. I would just show up and she would be so happy, and she would, you know, we would talk and laugh and joke. And the fact that I have to make that trip and she's not going to be there is devastating for me. Like, I wrote in my journal, a part of me really died on March 14th, which is true. Like, a part of me really, really died. And I don't know, man. This is really hard. And I don't know how to. I don't know. I'm trying the best that I can not to deal with it in a way to where it is. It has a negative impact on my life as far as like drinking or like dealing in negative situations with people or whatever. I do feel her spirit with me, but you know, that doesn't make me feel better. Like when people say, "Oh, she was old," and "Oh, you know, you need to move on with your life," and she would want you to move on with your life. I'm sure she does, but you know what? That doesn't fucking make me feel better. Like, I've come to the realization that people are very insensitive because they'll say,
people die every day, B.
Like,
I hate that comment.
They'll say, "Oh, she's in a better place." Yeah, I know she's in a fucking better place. I absolutely know she's in a better place, but I tangibly can't see her. I can't hold her hand. And then I've been having these dreams about her. Oh my God. And it's just like, I'm not at that point to that acceptance that she's gone. And that is hard. I know I'm not at the acceptance that she's gone. And it's partly because I haven't been back home since we had our funeral. And I don't know. It's just, I didn't think it would affect me as much as it did, as it is. But it really is. Like, I mean, I can't listen to certain songs because I just break down crying. She was literally like my mother. She was literally like my mother. Like, my mom was at work. It was her. I saw her every day for 18 years. I saw her every fucking day. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard. It's very hard for me. And I'm trying my best to keep moving and whatever. But I just feel like I don't know. Maybe I just need to go home. I don't know. I just need to be at home. I need to be with my family. I don't know what it is, but there's going to be a shift. I don't know what that looks like, but I don't know. I wish I could go. Like, my mom, she sends me pictures of her at her gravesite, and I wish I could be there. Like, it's just those little things. I wish I could be there. I wish I didn't have these responsibilities and living and like I don't even like this shit. I mean, not when I say my living expenses. Oh, that's what I meant.
Bills, got
not
you,
bills.
Girl.
Not living. No, I mean, I would never. I would never take my life. But it's definitely shifted my priorities as to what's really important to me. And it definitely has awakened things that I've not dealt with. And, I feel like everybody deals with things like secretly that we don't share with other people or whatever. And it's definitely exposed that to me. And I don't want to be that person that's like walking around here like angry and ugly towards people. And I don't want to be that person. And I hate that it took for something so traumatic like this to make me say, okay, all right, I'm going to get my shit together. I'm going to fucking get my shit together. I'm really going to get my fucking shit together. I hate that. Because I would have much rather her been here to see me get my shit together. Even though I know she can see me on a spiritual level, but physically she can't, it's not going to happen. And that sucks. Because that was my girl, man. And,
I know you're mourning, but you forgot a coaster. I'm just joking.
Give me one, bitch.
I'm just joking.
You give me fucking one, bitch.
I know you going to
forgot to bring your necklace. Oh my god, it was sitting on my dresser.
Thank God.
Oh my god.
Y'all, no, y'all.
I totally forgot.
Thank God.
Oh my god.
Thank God.
I'm gonna go get it.
No, you're not. So Adriana makes jewelry now, and now she's trying to force me to wear the necklace that she made, and I told her I don't want that shit.
You're gonna wear it.
I'm not wearing that shit. You forgot your coat. I know you're mourning. You forgot your coaster, and I'm not wearing that goddamn necklace.
You know what? I'm gonna do this.
So disrespectful. Wow. I thought we learned
you
a
guys,
lot.
I'm rubbing. See, this is what my grandmother taught me. You don't let no people fucking do shit.
Wow, you just had a sentimental moment, and that's how you react right after?
Because you.
Wow.
Where's my coaster?
Wow, what did we learn? You just really, I was like, wow, look at her change. I felt that shit in my core. And look at the fuck shit you just did. Wow.
She said you were
Nana.
You are going to wear my necklace.
Wow. Wow. I thought we learned something.
Oh, you black.
Wow. I know you're mourning, but let's not forget the house rules.
Anyways.
But yeah. Grief, but like I would say, I think grief is undefinable. Everybody grieves differently. Everybody grieves slow. Some people grieve fast. Some people, I have a cousin, a couple of years ago, I had a cousin who I was very close to. He got murdered. His brother got into boxing. He's like ripped like Mike Tyson back in the day. Like, but that's his way of getting his frustration out. And then his dad literally became a hermit. You know, he never really left the house to begin with, but now he really don't leave the house. Like, you literally have to go knock on the bedroom door and tell him what up. Like, hey, how you doing? And go on about your day. And then my aunt is very religious and very spiritual, so she jumped back. Like, she's always been into the church, but she went the faith route. And so I don't know how his younger sister's doing. She's still in high school. I really, like I said, I don't know how she's particularly processing it all, but it's this thing. Like, I had my auntie Deborah passed away, and I think my cousin, I was close to my cousin. Well, I'm close to them now, but the youngest of her kids, she had 4 kids. The youngest of her kids, when he graduated high school, she passed away his senior year. He didn't want to do graduation. The second he was able to get the hell away from Miami, he traveled the world for years. And I think that was his way of like disassociate, like that house, Miami, everything reminded him of his mom. Yeah. So it's like, let me get the hell away. Yeah. And eventually he came back, and, you know, he lives in Miami now. He has a family, he's married. But I think people deal with stuff differently. The only thing I can say about grief is, and I will say about grief, practice positive ways to grieve. It's so easy to get trapped in liquor, drugs, partying, sex. It's a salon song. I tried to drink it away. I tried to buy me a new dress, and you spending money, or you having sex, or you in a club all the time. And that's just not healthy, because grief is a process. It's going to be a process you have to go through. And you're never not going to stop missing people. Every time I buy a mango, I think of my auntie Deborah, because she had a mango tree. So every summer when we went there, we used to eat all the mangoes. I think of Newt randomly all the time, because we always had like these special moments, and I can always expect to be cussing him out about something because I acted like I was his mama. So he crosses my mind often. And you miss the people, but just one day you're going to wake up and it's not going to hurt so bad. And I can't tell you when that's going to be for you, but that's truly how it is. One day you're going to wake up and it's not going to hurt as bad. You're not going to ever stop missing somebody. Yeah. But one day it's just going to be, it's going to be more of a calm when you think about them versus...
That's sort of the day that I'm waiting on.
And you can't... And the thing is, the sad part is, like I said, you can't rush it. I think people get to that point faster than others. And not to say that they're less close to the person. It's just the way people are built and how people can... Right. What they have going on in their lives, how they process stuff, you know, all that matters. When my great-grandmother passed, it was just... You could see how everybody was dealing with it. And, you know, you can't, everybody's grief looks different. Like I always say, just make sure it's so easy to practice non-positive ways to grieve. Who don't want to get drunk or smoke weed or do X or have sex, like whatever can make you feel good, like Holly Berry said. Like, that's the easier thing, numb the pain, whatever makes me feel good in the moment. But you have to actually go through it. That's why they say grief is a process.
Yeah. I agree.
And the process don't have there's no specific time limit to that process. And that's unfortunate, but that's also life.
That is insanely true.
And you take this situation and you build better relationships with other people in your family who you love. Because like my fear, Newt died maybe 2 years ago, but like now my fear is when there's no deaths in my family, I start to panic. Like, what happens if it's like multiple deaths within a year? How am I going to survive that? Or what happens if something happens to my mom? Like, you can get trapped in your minds, and I can literally bring myself to tears behind stuff like that. So you just really, I know it sounds stupid, but you really just need to be grateful for time spent with people. It's certain people who you beef with that it's unnecessary. Some people deserve that shit though. I ain't gonna hold. I'm not one of them people. Some people definitely deserves the fucking beef. But then like there's a lot of people who you probably haven't beef with that It's trivial, essentially. Trivial to the bigger scheme of life. I think about Kobe Bryant's family all the time. His mom and him weren't really even talking. She buried her son. Like, imagine being a mom thinking your thinking is he's gonna bury me. So you don't give a shit. But then it flips on you and you buried him. And y'all not even on the best of terms. It's stuff like that that honestly really mend relationships. Like, take death and just this pandemic and just anything that's happening that's just not, good, and try to find positive ways to put back within yourself, your friendships, your relationships, your community, whatever works for you. Because it's a waste of time if somebody passes and you don't take what they taught you and use it for real. Like, for real.
So what's something that you're, somebody that close to you that has passed that taught you something?
When Newt passed, it taught me not to be as much of a hothead because he was murdered. He was murdered over some regular neighborhood drama. Literally, like it was a Friday night, a Saturday night, like 2 a.m. After beefing with somebody. I think they fist fought once. My cousin won. Drama just kept happening. And then the next thing is you're shot. And, me who has a slick mouth and who be like, what the fuck? You forget that there's always somebody who will take it higher than you. Because there's a limit to what I'll do. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pull no trigger on nobody because we beefing. That's not my ministry. I won't do nothing like that. But you can bother people and agitate people or bully people. I learned quickly too, like, a lot of people be bullying people and won't say they bullying people. If you keep calling that girl phone, if you keep harassing her on Facebook, if you cuss her out every time you see her, you're bullying her. So don't stop bothering people because you don't know what people are going through. And then next thing you know, you're literally in the middle of a street in a small town where everybody knows, like Cheers, where everybody know everybody's name. My mama heard about it on Facebook because somebody put it on Facebook status. It's like, so I think somebody got shot on Washington. And my mom's like, God, I wonder who got shot on Washington. My mom's in Orlando. And then my mom gets a phone call saying it was one of our family members. And my mom was like, oh, my mama named the street. And it's like, how you know? It was on Facebook. Now you taking your last breath in the street while your family watch your blood run out your body.
Yeah.
All because of trivial bullshit beef. And that didn't have to escalate. And it really, because you never think it'll escalate. When you playing on people's phones, I mean, I don't do stuff like that, but I have had bully ways about me before. But when you playing on people's phones and you cussing girls out and you see her and you, fuck that bitch said this, that. And not that I won't talk shit, I definitely will. But stop going to people unprovoked and know when to hold them and know when to fold them. And sometimes it's just okay to fold them. You don't need I learned I do not need the last word in every argument. I learned that I don't have to say I'll beat your ass every time, even if I think I can. You don't, because, okay, we fight, I win, you shoot me. Or we fight, I win, but I accidentally do something and your ass die. What? For what? That's stupid. So yeah. I learned that from him because all that, you just know, like when you out in the club, it just be so much, and I was working in bars too, and it just be a lot of, when you club a lot and you're out a lot, inevitably there's just a lot of shit and a lot of stuff that goes on around you. So that kind of put a pause to that because it's so senseless for essentially a schoolyard fight to end up with somebody dead and somebody in jail.
Yeah.
That's dumb. And the boy who shot him, his baby mama just had a baby. That baby was like 3 or 4 months. Like, so now, I mean, he's alive. The guy's alive in jail, but is that really a life?
No.
Not really. So, like, I learned that from him. My auntie Deborah passed when I was in high school. And, I don't know, she was just like the best person on earth. So pretty. Everybody loved Auntie Deborah. It's my grandma's sister. Inevitable. Strikingly gorgeous. Funny, witty, always had something good to say. And like with her, I learned not to say I want to die young because she always said she didn't want to be old. And I believe there is power in the tongue. So her saying that she didn't want to be old, she ended up passing away before she was like even 50, I believe. And then to be a good person because she left such a mark within her community, within our family. because she was just such this beautiful spirit. So like with her, I learned like, because certain people die, you just be like, oh, such and such. Like if you don't like your uncle, or you think your cousin trash, or you don't like your granddaddy and they died, you'd be like, oh, they died, that's sad, because death is sad. But you probably can mourn it faster, if that makes sense a little bit. So I learned from her, like, just leave a mark on people. Leave people in the world better than when you got to it or when you met it or whatever. And that's what I learned from her, because so many people had beautiful things to say about her. Like, beautiful. Her funeral was packed the hell out. And that's really what you do. You be the best person you can be.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody gonna have moments and days. That is true. But overall, 90% of the time, be a good friend. Be a good person.
Yeah, that's how it was with my grandma. Like, at her funeral, so many people talked so highly, and I never saw my grandma. And I know, and now looking back, I mean, my grandma was a Sagittarius. She had a lot of fire in her, and I never saw her get out of her character. And it was one lady that said that she saw her get out of that quiet demeanor one time, and it was like a rap, and it was like on the usher board. It was an usher board meeting.
Not grandma popping up at the usher board meeting.
It was an usher board meeting, and they were arguing about something, and she said that my grandma said, "Y'all need to cut it."
Head up.
And she said that everybody shut the fuck up. She didn't say shut the fuck up, but she said everybody got quiet, and they changed the subject because they never wanted to see my grandma get out of her character ever again. And I just thought, like, oh my God, like, that's so amazing. Like, I know my grandma could cut up. I know she could. Because, I mean, I remember she told me one day, she was like, you don't want me to whoop you because I'm going to beat your ass.
My grandma had this black strap that she used to beat us with.
You should say, I'm going to make you pick out your switch, and I'm going to beat your ass with it. So... But, like, to hear somebody else, like, tell the stories that I never knew about her makes me so much more, like, love her so much more, because I know that she could pop off, but she didn't. She never did. And they had this most wonderful things to say about her. And it just really put it on me, like, damn, I really hope that whenever it is my time, that people come and say these type of things about me. Like, I want people to say, bitch, wow, but she was a good person. Like, I want people to tell their stories about me the way they said about my grandma, because that made me feel better, because it's like, damn, okay, well, I have a lot to live up to. Not only do I have a lot to live up to, but that's the type of shit that I want people to say about me. And I know a lot of times, like in funerals or when people pass, like people always want to say the good shit, but I know I've never seen my grandma.
No, but when people be saying good shit and they lying. Like,
yeah, like
he was such a honorable man.
But like, I just know, I just, like, all her usher board members from our old church came, and it was just it just made me realize, like, okay, I don't necessarily want to live for my resume. I don't want to live for my resume. I want to live for my eulogy. Because to me, a resume it's we lie on our resume, but you can't lie about it. You can't lie about the type of person you are.
Sis, I'm living for both.
Well, I'm living for my eulogy, because at the end of the day, life is so unexpected, and life happens, and there's so many twists and turns, and there's so many just like resets in life. So I can't say what I was 10 years ago, that's what I am now, or what I was a year ago, that's what I am now. No, it's not. But the impact that I make on people, like you said, the impact that I have on somebody that would make them speak so highly of me in my passing, that is something that I strive to, because the way they spoke about my grandmother was so beautiful. And I just hope to live up to that, because she lived a life of service. She was an usher. She was about the church. People from the old church came. She was about service, and she lived a life. Towards the end, it was really shaky. I can't say exactly everything that transpired, but I just know that she did live and lead a beautiful life, enough for people to come speak so highly of her. And that's what I want for myself.
That is very much so true. Like I said, leave a mark. I believe in and versus or, so it'll be resume and eulogy. I like and better than or. But at the end of the day, even at your 9 to 5, if you bartending, if you're a stripper, you always have a space to offer people solace, humor, care, love, respect, support, appreciation. And that's in any job, anything that you do, at the grocery store, at the gas station, at the market, you come in contact with people all the time. A simple thank you and talking to people like they're adults and on your level means a lot. Don't go into the grocery store thinking you better than a grocery store clerk. Shit like that. Or, I've been a bartender. Don't come into the bar acting like you're better than a bartender because of whatever you do for a living. You're not better than anyone. So you definitely should. You're really not. So you definitely, and you probably order champagne with Ciroc peach. If I'm being fucking honest, it's yours.
And then you say you want a cherry in it.
Definitely want a cherry in that hoe. They definitely get champagne and ask for Ciroc with peach. And it's always fucking peach. I hate you Ciroc peach drinking assholes. Never mind.
With a big ass Michael Kors bag.
Y'all love, ain't nothing wrong with Michael Kors. I do think save people in hood rats love Michael Kors. Neither here nor there. But y'all do love a Michael Kors bag, and y'all definitely love champagne, Ciroc peach with a cherry. I'm just stating facts here. But even those people,
stomach hurts.
Girl, that shit. Oof. I tried it once. That shit tore me.
That stomach hurts. Just thinking about it.
I drank that. I think that night did I have a stuffed potato? Oh my God, it was a terrible night. But anyways, neither here nor there. But you can do it all. You can live a life of service and be a good person no matter what your occupation is.
True.
It's the lady who I go to, one of the clerks at Starbucks, most genuine goddamn soul. You can work anywhere. You can do anything. Being nice to people literally costs you nothing.
And being mean to people actually is more energy wasted than it is to be nice to somebody.
And this is why I block you bitches all the time on Recovering Party Girls. I do not play.
Me, honestly, it takes more energy to be ugly to somebody.
You do.
Than it is to actually just be nice and just say, just to be nice to somebody.
And being nice, all that stuff comes back to you, whatever energy you put out. So you just really need to be mindful of how you treat people. But I'm I struggle with it every day because people get on my nerves every day. But overall, I know I'm not a terrible tyrant in the world. And that's like every day just strive to not be as terrible as the day before. Or if you're a person who quick out the mouth, just get the spirit of hush sometimes. Sometimes let somebody just get their little thoughts out and let them go about their day. You don't have to have the last word on everything. Yeah. And honestly, like when it comes to, I'm not too much of a hippie, but in life, find your passion as best as you can and try to make that your career. And even if you're in a job that you don't like, I really feel like sometimes you don't move up or you're not blessed because you're being so negative in the space you're in. Some of these jobs is just going to be the job. You work to pay the bill.
A means to an end.
Keep that in mind and work on everything else outside of it. Because majority of people work in stuff that they would never have worked in real life. Like, not real life because this is real life. But would not have worked in if you talked to them when they were 18 or 19 or 20 or whatever. Some stuff, and then some people get trapped because then they start making good money at these jobs, so now they trapped doing something they don't want to do. But make the best of everything you do because you'll be amazed how quickly stuff turn around when you put in like good faith and a good attitude.
Facts.
And then if it comes down to it, be okay with taking a pay cut. I had a friend who was an accountant at Ernst & Young. She hated her damn job. She was salary like right when we was out of college. She ended up leaving that job to be a teacher in South Korea. Took a whole pay cut, but she was in South Korea for like a few years and was having a fabulous time. Now she's a professor for colleges in Georgia, in Atlanta now. But sometimes step out on faith, be okay with your decisions, and just be a good person. If you hate everything around you and you can't change it, that means you need to change yourself. And, you know, that's all I got for y'all. I just try to be as positive as possible because that negative energy come back tenfold. And trust me, I've been in spaces where it was just terrible, but it was me. It wasn't nobody around me. The second I like decided to get my shit together, everything kind of fell into place in a weird way.
Yeah.
But then my energy was starting to change around that time and how I was receiving stuff and what I was deciding to do changed. So you really have to just be mindful about your space and your energy in the world because it really is the deciding effect on a lot of stuff. It is.
True.
But yeah, so that's it. Anybody who's grieving, write in, talk about it. Try to see grief counselors. They have grief things online, like grief chat rooms or grief websites. Chat with them people. It's probably easier to chat with somebody who's going through what you're going through because a lot of people would just, like you said, tell you condolences and they're in a better space and blah, blah, blah. So it's a lot of stuff out there. So just do your Googles and you might be able to find like a grief space. And if you're a person who can afford to go to a therapist, I definitely suggest you go to a therapist and talk to somebody because grief is definitely a real thing and not done properly. It can lead to a lot of depression and bad habits and random things. And that's just, death is inevitable. And you don't want to start practicing terrible patterns because there's a chance that you might outlive a lot of people in your family, a lot of people in your friend circle, because that's actually just life. Like, think about Cicely Tyson. She like 100. You know how many people she outlived? Jesus Christ. But yeah. But anyway, so I'm going to circle back because I didn't do the Women Crush Wednesday. This week, my Women Crush Wednesday goes to Annalise Keating, a.k.a. Anna Mae. She was played by Viola Davis on How to Get Away with Murder. They just wrapped up their series finale. Fabulous series finale, by the way. She's my Women Crush Wednesday because she was like a kick-ass lawyer. She was bisexual and she was an alcoholic. She was like beautifully flawed. She was complicated, but yet she was strong and she was just black and smart and she owned the room and she kept a nigga and, you know, she helped them ungrateful ass kids stay out of jail. And I just want to be clear. I've hated all them kids since season 1 when they killed her husband because she spent that whole entire series trying to keep everybody ass out of jail for everybody to be throwing her ass under the bus every time they got a chance. So, and shout out to Bonnie and Frank. They're like star-crossed lovers like Romeo and Juliet. Neither here nor there. But I don't know. I was kind of sad to see How to Get Away with Murder go, only because I kind of feel, I hope it's not the end of an era, because Scandal kind of kicked off a black woman leading a show, and then we got Empire with Taraji, and then we got How to Get Away with Murder with Viola, we got Claws with Niecy Nash, and we had Mary J. Blige, Gabrielle Union as Mary Jane Paul. So we had like this influx of black women in leading roles, and I'm kind of like scared to think that this might not happen again for another decade or two. So I really hope that, I know everything's on pause because of Corona, but I really hope that somewhere in Hollywood, they're still working on a lot more scripts where black women are the leads, because How to Get Away with Murder, Scandal, Being Mary Jane, Claws, Angela Bassett and 911 are fabulous shows. And shout out to just Annalise Keating. Her mama was Cicely Tyson. She was just badass, and she really kept them motherfuckers out of jail for them niggas to turn on her. And I never liked them damn kids. But yeah, so shout out to that series finale. If you haven't watched How to Get Away with Murder, it's on Netflix. I think they're about to add the last season like this month. So get your shit together, watch it. It was amazing. And we got a letter. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so this week on Moesha's Diary, we haven't had a Moesha's Diary in a minute. I don't have a Black History fact, but rest in peace, Andre Harrell, the creator of Uptown. Uptown had Mary J. Blige, Jodeci, Albie Shore, Christopher Williams, Diddy. Well, Diddy was an intern, and then he fired Diddy, and then Diddy started Bad Boy. Uptown basically was the place to be at in the early 90s. It created ghetto fabulous culture. It's for the culture, like y'all like to say. It was a cultural reset, like y'all like to say. So rest in peace, Andre Harrell. It just seems like 2020 has had a lot of deaths really quickly, and he will truly be missed. If you don't know anything about Andre Harrell and Uptown, I suggest you do your Googles. Heavy D and the Boys was his first signee. So just shout out to Andre Harrell. So I'm gonna call this girl Andre. So Andre says, "Hey ladies, love the show. I have a huge problem. My boyfriend and I have been together for 2 years, and he's not pleasing me during sex. It's like he doesn't want to try anything new. He is such a great boyfriend. I know he'll be a great husband and father. I love his family too. His family has been hinting he's going to propose to me soon, but can I marry a man who doesn't please me sexually? Could you guys? Thanks for answering, Andre."
No. And the reason why I say no is because I like to have sex. I like to have a lot of sex. And if you're not doing what I need to be done, and we're married, that's hard.
How much you make?
I need to be bang, bang, banged.
What's his salary?
Apart from salary, because, I mean, like, you can make a lot of money and then, like, you still fuck poorly.
I'm not saying those equate to each other. I'm just saying how much is his salary? Because you asked me, can I still marry him? I'm not asking you what he do for a living, girl. That's me. Listen, I told you I'll take me a 7 dick with a good bank account. We just need 10 nights every here and now. That's me though. Everybody else, do you. A 7, 8. Great job. We living a life. I can take it.
But again, it does depend on what you are wanting to feel like secure about. Like, it
always comes down to that.
If you take the security over prime peen, then that's if he has a good job and he's supporting you.
It sounds like you want good peen. I would suggest to you if it was me, I need more like logistics about the situation. When you say bad, are we saying 5? Are we saying 7? Are we saying 2? Are we saying 8? That's me though.
Pump 2 minutes.
What are we saying? Is his stroke not good? Do he not kiss you in your mouth after he eat you out? I need more like details. Okay, that's me though. Cause like I told y'all, I don't want no 10 dick anyway. 10 dicks ain't never did me no good. They've just been trouble and broke. I don't have time. But either way, it sounds like sex is important to you, as it should be, because sex is like a great thing.
Yeah.
So I think this is the time you have a conversation. You sometimes have to teach people how to please you. And I think women fail a lot because women have sex. I've said this before. Women aren't taught about sex in the way men are taught about sex. We're taught about sex as in birthing and pleasing a man. So there's a lot of niggas who really are just effing clueless because they never had to care about a woman's body. If he loves you and he's this great person, like you say, you can have a conversation with him.
That's good.
And I think that's
good.
I think like if he just comes too quick, I can't help you with that. But
if he's just stabbing and just going
so aggressive,
he's just stabbing you. Okay, yeah, that's a conversation you're probably gonna need to have with him.
You can change positions. Don't let him lead how it go. You lead how it go. That's always
like if he's like missionary, but you want doggy style, well,
flip yourself over.
Flip yourself over.
Sometimes you gotta change your position. Sometimes
and then make sure you spread the cheeks.
Yeah, sometimes you have to teach people how to please you. Most fuck boys and broke niggas and niggas who ain't got nowhere to stay and who live with their mama know all this shit because that's their superpower. But a lot of good people who just, don't really be just knowing. So it's a conversation can be had. I think that conversation's awkward, so I would start it off by just like adding a little spice every here and there. Like one day he just gonna come in the room and I'm gonna have a vibrator. Hey, put this on me right quick. You see how that works? Or you just go in the room and you ride his dick. You see how that works? Just start implementing stuff you like. Now if he's not receptive to it, or if he has like a real issue where he comes too fast, I can't help you with that one. But if he's not receptive to it, then you can have a conversation. Like,
I agree with
this
that.
is what I need to be satisfied.
I agree with that.
You're satisfied. Me, not so much. And then you have a conversation.
You gotta find a middle ground.
Yeah. But at first just start implementing stuff. If you want to kiss him after he eats you out, kiss him. Instead of waiting for him to kiss you.
Tuck that tongue down.
If he don't give you head, just sit on his face during sex. Just see where you can go with shit. Sometimes you just gotta do shit to see where it can go. I'm not gonna lie, I done tried some shit just to see if I can do it to a nigga. Like, let me see if he'll let me. And it's like, oh, he did. You see how that works? No discussion. Just did it. He never said no. Never talked about it again. Next thing I know, it's now involved in our sex life. So I would say slowly implement things here and there. I mean, don't go in there with no chains and a whip too far. But,
throw that ass in a circle.
Yeah,
Throw that ass in a circle.
Like, let him come in your mouth and show him and then swallow. Just implement small stuff. Just implement small stuff, girl. And then just see if he's receptive. Then roll. It's been a lot of stuff I done slid in on people just to see if I could do it.
You let a nigga come in your mouth?
Yes.
Spray on your face?
Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, I'm not against, listen, I'm gonna tell you now, I'm not against a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm not. But my sex life is funny because I can compartmentalize very well. So you can ask Jimmy.
So you've done a pearl job.
What's that?
Pearl job.
Like when they put hickeys on your neck?
No, they put cum pearl.
No, that's too much. I mean, I had some. That just sounded like too much. Like dropping load in my mouth. Or it's another.
Wow, Ebony, really?
I was about to say something else, but I will leave that.
Drop a load in your mouth and then what?
No, I will leave what.
And I'm gonna
not
say,
that. No, not that. I was gonna say something else, but I won't because too much information on the podcast. But know that if you just sometimes sneak stuff up on people, they'll let you roll.
Ooh.
And that's okay, girl. Like for me, I said I can take a 7 or 8 dick with a lifestyle. That's me though. But if you need you a 10, or if he's not even a 7 or an 8, just women need to speak more about what they like sexually. And even though it's a lot of stuff I will do, I realize that I'm more vocal on this podcast and in my real life versus in the bedroom. It wasn't until one of my shyest ass friends was like, oh no, bitch, I don't play that. I tell men exactly what I want, how I want it, when I want it. And I was like, what? And I was shocked because you have to know her to be like, you tell people? Like you? She was like, yeah, if I'm giving my body up, my body deserves top tier pleasure. And I'm going to get top tier pleasure because why am I giving you top tier pleasure and I'm not? So you have to go into sex like that. You need to just implement little things here and there, girl. Flip yourself over. Nah. Don't go in there with no whips and chains, though. No, don't go in there with no real freaky shit. You're going to scare them. Just...
Oh, go in, but guns blazing. Yeah, because you know what? Niggas can't be bringing dick to the table and that's all they got to offer. Fuck them.
No, it sounds like he's a good guy. So maybe he's just shy. Maybe you need to unlock his inner freak. And maybe he dealt with vanilla girls. Sometimes men deal with vanilla girls and don't realize they're dealing with, a cookie dough ice cream. Sometimes they deal with vanilla girls and don't realize you the Napoleon one. Is that the strawberry? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you the Napoleon. Sometimes you the Napoleon. He used to deal with vanillas. Just ride his penis and then sit on his face. See what happens. He probably won't throw you off.
Ooh, grab his balls and rub his gooch. That's what you do. Grab his balls slightly and then rub his gooch.
Grab his ball and lick his gooch. Girl, that's a lot of stuff we can do out here. The world is open.
Don't lick his gooch, because sometimes niggas don't wash their ass.
Just
grab his balls.
At this point, if you're dropping lows in your mouth, girl, we're just here. At this point, we're here.
I'm not dropping lows in my mouth.
I am, but not to everybody. But yes, I have.
Definitely not.
Not against it.
But grab his balls, rub his gooch, lift those balls up.
But that's pleasing to him. Gooch. It sounds like she wants more. So
well, I mean, it may be. I like that. I like to see him. I like to see them
squirm.
So I'm going to grab the balls, and I like that. I like to grab the balls, and then I like to have their penis. I like to.
This description is actually making me very uncomfortable. But go ahead.
I like to have it in my hand, okay? I like to have it in my hand because it makes me feel powerful.
And it's the way she holding her hand. It's disgusting.
And then I like to lift up their sack.
Okay.
And then I like to stroke their gooch.
Okay.
But depending on the nigga.
Everything is dependent on the nigga.
Lick the gooch. Because
listen,
that, girl, look, because that'll get you a bill paid.
Listen, not against it.
That'll get a bill paid. Hey.
Listen.
A bill has been paid because the gooch has been licked.
What can I say? It just happened to be there. My mouth happened to be down there.
A gooch has been licked. A bill has been paid, honey.
I say just start
balls to the wall.
I just say start implementing how you want sex done to you versus how the sex is happening. If he is not receptive to, and this is
your sexual person,
and if this is based on him just not like being as open as you, this advice is based on him just being shy in the bedroom. Implement as much as you can. If he starts not being receptive and acting like you're fucking crazy, you got 3 heads on your shoulders, then there needs to be a conversation. Because if the sex is way more important, then you shouldn't get into a relationship, you shouldn't go into a marriage where you're not going to be satisfied. Because I'm going to tell you, all you're going to do is get married and cheat on him. And that's not fun for nobody. So, good luck, Miss Andre. Y'all can catch us, Recovering Party Girls, at Facebook, Twitter. We're on TikTok, even though we don't use it. Twitter.
I'm a savage. Classy, bougie, ratchet.
Well, I ain't gonna say that because they came up with a remix and I didn't hate it as much. But it's Party Girls Pod on Twitter, Recovering Party Girls, everybody everywhere else. Andre, right back in. Let us know how's it going. I prefer to think that you're just gonna go in there with a cowboy hat and some tassels and get your life rocked. You can send letters to recoveringpartygirlsletters@gmail.com. I'm NatoyaEbony across social media. Adriana is Miss Cool _ the letter N the city. Thank y'all for rocking with us.
Prayers,
keep
guys.
prayers
Please.
to my grievances.
Please, y'all keep me in your prayers because this is hard. I come across as like I'm okay. Not okay. I'm not okay.
Be nice people. Be positive people. Read the room when you're on social media because y'all do weird shit all the time. Because I seen somebody post, this was the weirdest thing. Somebody was posting like a positive message about like Tiny, and people in the comments was talking about how ugly she is. And it's like, sometimes read the caption and read the room. Y'all don't have to be terrible tyrants all the fucking time, okay? So just be positive.
They do. Because that's what people do. It's what devils do.
Just, you don't have to be. Read the room. If you see a picture and somebody's like, oh my God, I love such and such, that's not the time for you to be in the comment section talking about fuck that bitch.
Troll. That is a troll.
Listen, I don't know how y'all be dealing with social media, but I over here will block your ass. Y'all don't have to be, people don't have to be that terrible. But, y'all be blessed. Wash your hands. If your city's opening up, take your time. Stop going to these after parties. Stop going to these brunches and parties. It's okay. You ain't missing nothing from the streets. And that's all I got. Y'all be safe. And honestly, if you're grieving, it's so much material on online where you can join group chats and Zoom meetings and things of that nature. So if you're grieving and you need somebody to talk to and you feel like you're not being understood, you're not the only person grieving, and your grief does matter. So please seek the help that you need. Y'all be safe.